Hi guys, welcome back in a new episode of Detailing Guru with my guest Gary. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're gonna tackle a not well-maintained engine bay, which will need some deep cleaning. There are many more things than just the outside of the car. For example, the engine bay. It's often forgotten, but in this episode we will show you how to tackle it. Before we start with any type of wet work or the bonnet, I like to take compressed air, or in this case a blow dryer, and remove any kind of dirt or leaves that are left behind in the engine bay. So as you can see, this is a pretty messed up engine bay because we tend to focus only on the exterior of our cars. So Gary, how would you tackle this one?
So first things first, safety assess. So we've got a lot of electrics in modern vehicles, and also there's areas on classic cars. But for the modern vehicle, you want to make sure that we are covering and protecting the electrical items. So from ECUs, alternators, control modules, you want to make sure that it's properly covered. And you can do that with a plastic bag nicely wrapped up. And also you want to make sure you've got a big bottle of CS.
Exactly, my favorite bottle, a big one, which means common sense. So to clarify some things, Gary, in what sequence would you attack the engine bay in your washing process?
So the first thing I would do is work on the engine bay before tackling the rest of the vehicle, and for that I don't want to create any mess or overspray to the outside. Ideally you want to work on a nice cool engine bay, and if you have got a vehicle that's just been driven, you're going to want to let it cool down. So maybe start with your wheels and arches to allow that to cool down and go from there.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Sorry for the noise in the background. There is another guy trying to tackle another engine bay, not ours. It's time to put on our gloves, and we start by tackling the underneath of the bonnet first. So I start by spraying APC dry underneath the top part of the bonnet. I try to avoid wetting this part because I don't want to get it soaked. If you cannot remove it, avoid this please. Gary, why do we start with underneath the bonnet?
You don't want to go through all your time and effort of cleaning the engine bay only to then start on the top and for it all to make a mess. So start at the top first, then work your way down.
And now we're gonna start agitating all the very dirty parts with the brush, and then we will rinse and clean further. We get many questions, can you reuse your coating towels? Well, this is the time to save them. I always cut off a corner, and now we can use them for proper engine bay cleaning without doing any harm. As Gary previously explained, we started with the top part because all the suds fell down on the lower part. We're gonna do now the exact same procedure on the lower part, and I used an APC neat on the top part because it's a really bad situation in this engine bay. You can also use bug-and-grime when it's not that bad, or you dilute your APC 1 to 5, 1 to 10. So now I'm gonna take one of my favorite engine bay brushes. This is not a wheel brush. It's very good for hard to reach areas in the engine bay. and it's full synthetic, so I don't like to use it on the wheels because it will scratch the hell out of them. So the full agitation process is done. Gary is now gonna rinse the car off, and remember, it's rinsing. There is no need to have high pressure, so tune down your pressure and just rinse off all the leftover residue. Let's go. For people that are not looking after that perfect show car shine engine bay, I can give you a quick pro tip. After your cleaning process, use a bit of Bath+ in your foam gun, give it a mist, rinse it off immediately. It will give you some good protection and easy drying.
So now the engine bay is fully cleaned, we're going to go on to drying, and by doing that we're going to use the air blower. Remember, start from the underneath of the bonnet first and work your way down through the engine. Once you've done that, give the engine a start and let it idle for 5 minutes just to fully dry everything out. A few moments later. Well, we are done with the complete cleaning of the engine bay. It's not bad for a 300,000 kilometer car. Was a pretty big job, but as always, you can go the extra mile. You can do much more than we did today. For that, we will make another episode, how to go into detail and how to dress up your engine bay in a detailed way. This will be it for this episode. Tune in for the next one. We are done and out. Ciao. See ya.